Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, myself and Ivarr are out in some pretty chilly weather. The snow's come down pretty heavy overnight. We're out before sun up here, so we're out quite early, and we're going to go and do some movement out in the snowy sort of Arctic kind of conditions. So yeah, what do you reckon, mate?
It's pretty skanky weather.
Yeah,
it should be interesting.
So as you can see, we're decked out in snow cams, and we've actually got snowshoes on too, so we're good to go and prepared for the conditions. So yeah, let's get on it. Okay, so we walked out for a couple of kilometres to the area that we're going to stop in for a little while today. The snow's still coming down a little bit, and we've been kind of battling through it. It's quite hard work, even though it's cold out. We've both, getting quite hot coming out here, just because of the exertion that you need to put in to get through this kind of environment. So what we're going to do is we're going to put together a little survival shelter out here. We're next to a water source, which is perfect. As you can see, we're having to use some light here for the camera because the sun's still not up yet. Yeah, we're going to wait till get a little bit more light, and then we're going to start doing some filming. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a shelter using this cross brace here of a fallen tree. We're going to check it, see how stable it is first, and also what we're going to do is, before we do any work whatsoever, we're going to look up. So we're going to look for that deadfall, aka widow makers, to make sure there's no branches that are going to potentially fall down on us and ruin the day.
There you go.
That's looking a bit shaky, isn't it? So what we're going to have to do... Got a
little buoyancy to it.
Yeah, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put a Y branch in there to stabilise it. But if you can, you make use of nature, so you don't have to do all the lead work, it's worth doing. So yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to clear the bottom here of all these branches that will be getting in the way. Obviously dig out the ground a little bit as well, and then start putting in the cross braces over that main beam once we've stabilised it. So this is the sort of thing I'm looking for here, with a Y branch in it to act as a stabilizer for that log, and it's sturdy enough, it's quite thick. So I'm going to use the good old trusty MOD survival knife, do a bit of chopping, get this process ready for building the frame of the structure. Timber. So now I've cut that Y branch there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure it up to the point where I want it to support the main beam. So that's going to form the basis of the structure. So I want it to kind of hit around there. We can use this little knot here to help support it too. So I want it to kind of sit there, which is it's a good height already actually. So I'm going to plant that into the ground now and start forming the structure. Okay, so we've been bashing away at this shelter now for a little while, and the structure's started to come together a little bit now. What we're going to do is just continue on with that and then start working on the roof, that's in the roofing materials. So you can see we've got that kind of classic triangular structure, and it's actually easily big enough for 2 people in there, if not 3 people at a squeeze, but definitely for 2 people. You can see we've got the roof kind of starting to be generated there, and looking in the front end there, there's the sort of classic triangle shape. You know, Ivar's down here having a bit of a chop away.
Yep.
With the folding saw. Dane's obviously cutting around, very excited because he's out in the snow, loving life.
Snow.
Yeah, man.
Winter is here.
Okay then, so we've been working on the shelter for a few hours now, and it's coming up to lunchtime, so we're going to break for a little bit, take a bit of a rest and get some food on. Obviously it's important to keep your energy levels up whilst you're working, and we've been working quite hard so far. This is what we've achieved here. So you see we've started working on the roof using the pine boughs, and it's kind of about 3/4 finished now. So the far side we've still got to build up a fair bit. This side we've kind of about 90% done. You can see this area here, we still need to cover that, and looking inside it then you can see the other side we've only started working on. You see loads of gaps through that side, whereas on the other side it's pretty much covered now. See loads of space inside there too, so that would give us a fair bit of protection from the weather. Wouldn't be 100% waterproof, but it would do a good job at keeping most of the weather off us. I reckon that would keep a good proportion of the snow off at least anyway. So what we're going to do is get some lunch on now, and yeah, take a quick break. Wow, looking forward to that hot brew. So for lunch we've got spaghetti with meat sauce, the obvious. What you got for lunch, mate? Ooh.
Yes, one of the best ones I've ever had. I'm kind of sticking with it now.
Nice.
Nice and wet and cold out here, huh?
Yeah, man. Myself and Ivarr have been out here now for about 4 hours building our survival shelter. A lot of hard work, you know, so a lot of chopping, a lot of gathering all the materials, and as you can see, in quite some harsh conditions. So every time you touch a tree, every time you start chopping or gathering some of the boughs, then all that snow, all that lovely snow falls on top of your head and down your back and all over your clothes. So yeah, challenging. So what we'll do is I'll take you over to the shelter, show you what we've done. There's always room for improvement. One thing I will say before I show you it. So we have got limited time here today, and we do have to leave now. You know, if we was here for the rest of the day and into tomorrow, then we would continue gathering materials, and I'll talk a little bit about that as I show you around the shelter. So you can see now that we've completed the roof with the green boughs from the trees, and this would provide a good level of protection, especially from snow. You know, from rain it'd give a certain level of protection, it wouldn't be completely waterproof. However, if we carried on working on it for a few more hours, then that would be pretty decent too. Looking inside the shelter here then, there's actually a fair bit of space, so I'm going to go inside it now. So there's enough room for 2 people to lie side by side there for definite, even if you were 6 foot tall. You can see we haven't prepared the base of the shelter like a bed or anything. Again, if we had more time, then we'd lay that with boughs of the green boughs of the trees and stuff to give us some protection from the elements and to make it a bit more comfortable. But yeah, you can see it's got like that triangular structure, and it is rock steady. You know, I've put some weight on that central spine, and it's pretty solid. You can see there are some gaps through some of the greenery, but you know, it does give a good level of protection there. So this would definitely help you survive in these sort of harsh conditions that we're in at the moment. There's absolutely no chance that you'd be out in this weather here like this without any kind of shelter and think you'll be all right. So any points to add, Ivarr?
Points to add. Everybody's got an opinion, but
Yep.
I'm experienced out here, and the heavily insulated side is to a clear sky, and the lightly insulated sky, the lightly insulated side doesn't need to be as much as the other side, because you got all these trees on the other side that are going to protect it. And what does that save? That saves energy, and it saves time. You don't always have to build a mansion out here. You just have to do what's necessary to get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. So good point there. You know, there's a lot of people out there making these like flipping wood cabins out in the trees and stuff. And real life isn't like that, especially if you've only got limited resources, limited tools. We did this with one small folding saw and an MOD survival knife with 2 of us in 4 hours. But yeah, this would definitely square you away in these conditions. Yeah. Okay then, so we're going to sort all our gear now, get back on the road and tab back out to our pickup point. So catch you in a bit.
Come here.
Okay then guys, so that's us just got to our pickup point after being out in the woods today and building that shelter and just basically having a bit of a look out in the woods in this lovely weather. So this will be my last recording out here in Alaska. It's been an awesome week and a half, and yeah, thanks Ivarr.
Oh, you're welcome, dude.
For your time and for looking after your mate. Had a great couple of weeks, or nearly couple of weeks, and yeah, hopefully see you again out here soon again at some point.
Door's always open, man.
Thanks, mate. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed the series out here in Alaska, and as always, stay prepared.
Be safe. Never quit.